This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We're wrapping up a couple of meetings. Hollywood and Belmont ending their season, and obviously both of those racing circuits will be shifting to their summer venues. Of course, Del Mar and Saratoga will be opening this coming week. In the meantime, we've got a lot of good racing to bring to you. We'll start down at Monmouth Park, where on Saturday they ran a pair of stakes races. We'll start things out with the Classy Briefcase sprinting on grass.
They're racing in the Classy Briefcase. Candy Cane had a very good start. Life Lesson is away well, and West Ocean is right behind them, and it's 2 lengths back to Sweeter Still and If Not for Lust together as they race on to the backstretch. And on the outside, it's Life Lesson in front. Leads the way, now gets away to lead by almost 2 lengths. Candy Cane second, the favorite West Ocean sits third. Down the backstretch, 3.5 lengths off the lead. Then Sweeter Still and If Not for Lust is last, and 5 lengths off the lead. Around the far turn, Life Lesson on top by almost 2 lengths. Candy Cane is in second. West Ocean now switched to the outside and has come under a ride. The favorite's got 2.5 to make up. They're into the stretch, and Life Lesson cuts the corner. West Ocean now will take a crack at her on the outside. Candy Cane is in between horses. West Ocean goes right by Life Lesson, and West Ocean starts to pull away late. West Ocean and Garrett Gomez by 3 as Candy Cane gets second from Life Lesson.
West Ocean picking up another victory, her third in a row. Most recently, she won the Giants Causeway at Keeneland on April 17th. She comes back victorious over Candy Cane with Life Lesson completing the top 3. West Ocean is a dark bay or brown daughter of elusive quality from Ocean Drive by Belong to Me. Bred in Kentucky by Saibon Racing Stable Limited and owned by Wertheimer and Frere, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez. West Ocean covers the 5 furlongs in 101.72. Next up, we will head right back to Monmouth Park, and the Serena Song for fillies going 1 mile and 70 yards will join the Serena Song in progress.
5 furlongs to go. Patriotic Viva and Joe Bravo to catch. They lead by about a length. Classic Affair on the outside is in second. CC's Pal third and Dawn on the inside. Then Millennium being nudged along, followed by Silver LaBelle in between horses. And it's 3.5 back to Chakalina, who continues to lag behind after a 47 3/2 mile. Into the turn, and Patriotic Viva still on top a half length. Classic Affair on the outside now has come under a ride. Behind them, CC's Pal, Silver LaBelle in between horses, Millennia to the outside, and nothing at all from Chakalina. 3/4 went in 1:12 2. They're into the stretch, and Patriotic Viva continues to lead. CC's Pal's going to have to come off the rail. And then comes Classic Affair, and on the outside, it's Silver LaBelle. Passing the 16th pole, Patriotic Viva and Joe Bravo are all alone in the Serena Song. The win going away by 4 in the end. CC's Pal second, Silver LaBelle third, then Classic Affair.
Patriotic Viva picks up the victory. This is a pretty nice looking filly coming up a little bit on the late side during this year. She is she's coming in out of Allowance Company. Ran a good second last time out. Here gets to the front, puts them to sleep, and draws clear by almost 4 over CC's Pal with Silver LaBelle back in third. Patriotic Viva, a 3-year-old daughter of YYY from Patriotic Diva by Honor and Glory, was bred in Kentucky by Kin Hui and is owned by the breeder, trained by Patrick Biancone, ridden to victory by Joe Bravo. Patriotic Viva covers the 1 mile and 70 in 141.80. We'll head to Philadelphia Park next. Saturday's stakes feature the Greenwood Cup, the Greenwood Breeders' Cup Handicap, actually, as it's now called, and of course, 1.5 miles for the older horses, part of that marathon division, will join the Greenwood in progress.
So do they go to the back stretch? The plot thickens, the tempo quickens. It remains Gabriel's Hill protecting almost a length lead now. Jade's Revenge getting scrubbed on a little in second. Now a 10-length back to Alcomo. Maryland's Guy is starting to have the questions asked from him. On the inside it's Stones River, and 5 back to AU Minor. They got 1/2 mile to go in the Greenwood Cup. Every step has been a front one for Gabriel's Hill, and Abar Cohen nursing him to a length lead. Second remains Jade's Revenge, who's been hounding him throughout. Now put to the test is Maryland's Guy, who's asked the questions. Alcomo is between them on the inside, Stones River, and AU Minor is yet to catch the top 5. Midway on the last turn, and it is Gabriel's Hill hanging on to a perilously thin lead. In between them is Jade's Revenge. Alcomo now on the outside is gearing up with his best. Another 3 back to Stones River, who's taken outside for a clear shot. And away outside, here comes AU Minor inside the last 1/8 of a mile. Alcomo strikes the front from dead last. AU Minor looking to strike the gold. Alcomo, AU Minor on the outside. A final push, and that push will give him the gold at the end of the rainbow in the Greenwood Cup.
AU Minor picking up the win, getting a little bit of class relief off of the 7th place finish last time out in Stephen Foster at Churchill Downs. He did win a Churchill allowance race a couple of races back, so the price on him 14 to 1 in this spot, fairly generous considering that he had won that fairly competitive race couple races ago. The 2nd place finisher, Alcomo, the favorite in the field, coming out of a solid win by a nose in the Brooklyn Handicap. Jade's Revenge, a fairly solid horse when getting to go the extended route, completes the order of the top 3 after stalking the pace. AU Minor is a dark bay or brown son of Mineshaft from Clerical Etoile by the Watcher. Bred in Kentucky by Tenbrook Farm and owned by Don L. Benji. Trained by Clark Hanna and ridden to victory by Frankie Pennington, AU Minor covers the 1.5 miles in 2:29.97. We'll head to Delaware Park next for a trio of stakes races on Saturday afternoon, kicking things off the RRM Carpenter Jr. Memorial 3-year-olds and up at 1.16 miles.
We're about set for a start in the Carpenter Memorial. And they're off. Alma Dioro stumbled a bit at the break there, but doesn't lose too much ground. Our Edge from the inside goes right for that lead where he wants to be. Crimson Comic, the long shot on the outside, is going to try to apply some pressure into that first turn. Our Edge with the rail, Crimson Comic up on the outside. Alma Dioro saves ground nicely in third, followed by Edgewater. Sir Whimsy caught 3 wide into the bend. It's Our Edge and Jeremy Rose leading it by 1.5 lengths over Crimson Comic. Alma Dior tucked in nicely in third, a length further back to Edgewater, and Sir Whimsy brings up the back spot. Opening quarter goes in 23 seconds flat as they reach the back stretch. It's Our Edge in front by a length. Crimson Comic still stalking in second. Alma Dior is under a nice hold toward the inside by Velasquez in third. Edgewater now moves up alongside of that one, and it's a 2-length gap to Sir Whimsy. The trailer has about 5 lengths to make up as they advance down the Delaware backstretch. Half goes in a solid 46 2, and Our Edge showing the way by 1.5 lengths over Crimson Comic. Alma Dior still tucked in with the rail. Up on the outside, Edgewater. Those 3 across the track. 2 lengths still to Sir Whimsy. About 4 lengths top to bottom as they make their way into the turn. And Our Edge is still going comfortably on the front end under Rose. Leads it by about 1.5 lengths over. Alma Dior toward the inside of Edgewater. Up on the outside, Sir Whimsy. Now Crimson Comic is thrown in the towel. 3/8 to go. It's Our Edge. Alma Dior's edging closer. Sir Whimsy's going to make a 3-wide challenge under Garcia, sweeping by horses on the far outside as they turn for home. The 6-1, 10-2, Our Edge. Here comes Sir Whimsy and Garcia to challenge now. Alma Dior's next in line, followed by Edgewater. It's Sir Whimsy in front now by 1.5 lengths. Our Edge is fading toward the inside. On the outside, Edgewater and Alma Dioro. It's Sir Whimsy in front by 2. Edgewater's making a belated rally. Alma Dioro. It's going to be Sir Whimsy and Alan Garcia to take it by 2 over Edgewater and Alma Dioro.
Sir Whimsy, nice to see this guy back. Off a second place finish last time out to Cool Coleman in the skip away at Monmouth in his first race since last June. He returns second time out off that long layoff and scores the victory here, going away by 2 with a wide bid over Edgewater, with Almedoro off of a little bit of a stumbling start, finishing well to return to the third spot. The winner, Sir Whimsy, a dark Bayer Brown 6-year-old son of Jumpstart from Apogee by Star Danasker, was bred in Virginia by Chance Farm and is owned by Turtlebird Stable, trained by Steve Asmussen and ridden to victory by Alan Garcia. Sir Whimsy covers the mile on the 16th in 1:43.09. Next up, older fillies and mares going a route of ground in the Robert G. Dick Memorial.
We're about set. Going a mile and 3/8 on the turf. And they're off. Pretty even start. Trent's and Arquandry down toward the inside. Up on the outside, Gossip Girl. She's Adorable also right there as they make their way into the turn. And from the far outside, Anima charging on by. Anima now to the front will lead him into that far turn the first time by 3 over She's Adorable. Gossip Girl, Trenza settles in the fourth on the inside liberally. Up on the outside, then Treat Gently next in line, followed by Longshot Winner's Circle. Then down toward the inside, Arquandry, followed by Katara. Proud Lisa is the trailer. As they come down the home stretch the first time, it's Anima showing the way. Opening quarter in 25-1. Anima leads it by 3 over She's Adorable. Trenza has the inside track. Gossip Girl tucked in between horses. Up on the outside, Treat Gently, followed by Winter's Circle. Arquandry on the inside of horses, then comes Liberally, followed by Katara, and Proud Lisa is still the trailer, about 9 lengths off the lead, being set by Anima, opening half in 50 3 comfortable fractions for the front runner. Anima leads it by 2 lengths into the clubhouse turn. She's Adorable on the outside, down toward the inside. Gossip Girl's had a nice trip so far. Up on the outside, that's Treat Gently racing in fourth. Length further back to Trenza. Up on the outside, Winter's Circle, followed by Liberally on the far outside. Arquandry has the rail. Trailers still are Katara and Proud Lisa. As they move down the backstretch, the 6 in 1:16-2. It's still Anima showing the way under Abel Castellano, being nursed along on the front end by a clear 2 lengths. She's Adorable racing second. Gossip Girl biding her time on the inside of Treat Gently. The favorites are side by side. A length and a half further back to Trenza. Between horses, Proud Lisa is moved forwardly, followed by Winter's Circle up on the outside and Liberally. Then comes Arquandry and Katara. Only about 8 lengths top to bottom as they make their way into the turn with 3/8 to go. It's still Anima they've got to catch. She's Adorable being set down by Napravnik in second. Up on the outside, here comes Treat Gently. On the inside, Gossip Girl will need some racing room. 2 lengths further back to Trenza, followed by Liberally as they turn for home with Anima to catch. Here comes She's Adorable challenging. Treat Gently on the far outside. Gossip Girl needs a seam to run through. Finds a hole along the rail. 4 of them with a shot, a furlong to go. She's Adorable. Treat Gently's charging on the outside. Nowhere for Gossip Girl. Now finds an opening down toward the inside. It's Treat Gently to the front. She's Adorable. Treat Gently is going to win it. Treat Gently and Johnny Velasquez by a length over She's Adorable, followed by Anima and Gossip Girl.
Treat Gently back off of a bit of a freshening. She had not run since the middle of May, and she scores nicely from a stalking position with a solid bid around the 8th pole to win by a length and a quarter from She's Adorable, a Delaware mainstay who had picked up the prep race for this. Anima completes the order of the top 3 at a big price. The winner, Treat Gently, won the Sheepshead Bay last time out over the very good Nahantic Cat, and they decided to skip the New York handicap with her in favor of this spot, and it obviously looked like a fairly good decision as she crosses the line, the better by about a length and a quarter. Treat Gently is a bay mare, a daughter of Cape Cross from Kid Gloves by In the Wings, bred in Great Britain by Juddmont Farm and owned by the breeder, trained by Bill Mott, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Treat Gently covers the mile in 3 furlongs in 2:19.02. Right back to Delaware Park now, the $750,000 mile and a quarter Delaware handicap for fillies and mares.
And Todd Pletcher's 4th Delaware handicap. We're about set. And they're off in the 73rd running of the Delaware handicap. Life at 10 breaks well as expected. Goes right for that lead. Milwaukee Appeal is there. Down toward the inside, Miss Sing Six. No one showing much early speed in this race except maybe Life at 10 as they come down the stretch the first time. Johnny Velasquez angles to the inside, and Life at 10 well in hand, leads it by about a length. Up on the outside, that's Mismatch. A length and a half further back to Milwaukee Appeal. Funny Moon settles in the fourth, followed by Miss Sing Six and Million Seller, the trailer, passing the finish line the first time, opening quarter, and a sensible 24-4 for the distance. It's Life at 10 leading into the turn by a length over Mismatch. Up on the outside, Milwaukee Appeal racing in third. Toward the inside, Funny Moon tucked in with a rail position in fourth, and a gap of 3.5 lengths to Miss Sing Six and Million Seller. As they make the way around the clubhouse turn, it's Life at 10 and Velasquez showing the way, trying to dictate the tempo. The half in 49-3, and he has it much to his own liking right now. On the outside, Mismatch is trying to press the issue in second, 2 lengths to Milwaukee Appeal. Funny Moon toward the inside, racing in fourth. Then a gap of a length and a half further back to Miss Sing Six, and the trailer is Million Seller as they move down the Delaware backstretch. They've got 5 furlongs to go. Life at 10 is coasting along on the front end by almost 2 lengths over Mismatch. Milwaukee Appeal toward the outside. Funny Moon still with the rail. 2.5 lengths further back to Miss Sing Six, and the trailer is Million Seller as they make their way into the turn. The sixth one in a cozy 1:14. It's Life at 10 on the front end. She now increases the margin to 2.5 lengths. Funny Moon's trying to shoot that rail into contention. Milwaukee Appeal up on the outside is trying to make a bid. As they race into the turn, the tempo quickens, but Life at 10 is still on cruise control, it appears. Leads it by a length and a half. On the inside, Funny Moon, Miss Sing Six putting in a bold rally. Milwaukee Appeal between horses. They turn for home, and Velasquez now sets her down, and Life at 10 is responding. She has it by 4 lengths over Funny Moon. Miss Sing Six on the outside and Milwaukee Appeal, but Life at 10 coasted the first 6 furlongs. She has plenty left in the tank. Life at 10's going to win the Delaware Handicap by 3.5. Miss Sing Six closed well for second, followed by Funny Moon and Milwaukee Appeal.
You know, early in the year, there had been some talk about this being a perfect neutral ground for a Rachel Alexandra Zenyatta matchup. Unfortunately, things have not panned out in that particular variety, but another nice performance by Life at 10. Coming from Belmont, where she last scored in the Ogden Phipps Grade 1 last time out, she has now won 6 in a row, going back to the Aqueduct Inner Track. She scores by 3, galloping away when asked over Miss Sing Six with Funny Moon back in the third spot. The winner, Life at 10, is a chestnut 5-year-old daughter of Malibu Moon from Rah Rah 6 Boom Ba by Rahi. Bred in Kentucky by Nickelback Farm and owned by Cynthia DeBartolo. Trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory by John Velasquez, Life at 10 covers the 1.25 miles in 2:03.21. We will stay in the Mid-Atlantic and head to Colonial now for a pair of stakes races for 3-year-olds on the turf on Saturday. Kicking things off, the Grade 3 Virginia Oaks for fillies will join the Virginia Oaks in Progress.
51-4 for the half mile for Kilmore Key, who leads it by a length from In the Rough in second. And Midway Holiday on the inside is just third from Martita Sangrita in fourth. Another Smoky is in fifth. Jungle Tail ridden along 6 off the lead, followed up by Francis Gardner. And Check the Label, Dominguez has her on the inside. She's starting to run on now. Here's Check the Label. She just passed a couple of horses down in there. She needs to get out of some traffic. And now she's in the clear in the orange colors. Check the Label has advanced on the outside to fifth at the top of the stretch. Keep your eye on her. And they make the turn for home. Kilmore Key leads the way to the outside. Martita Sangrita. Check the Label just found room down to the inside. Daring move down in there and Check the Label bursts right on through. Check the Label and Ramon Dominguez. Check the Label's in front. A flawless ride from Ramon Dominguez on Check the Label, and she's much the best in the Virginia Oaks. To win from Kilmore Key, and then In the Rough, and late run up there, Midway Holiday was in the picture, and Martita Sangrita next.
Check the Label picks up the victory, her third in a row, winning by 2 3/4 lengths from well back off the pace. In fact, making a last to first move, splitting horses to win nicely under Ramon Dominguez. Kilmore Key in from Arlington Park completes the exacta with In the Rough in from Monmouth Park to run third. The winner, Check the Label, won the Appalachian and the Sands Point Stakes in her last couple of starts. The Appalachian proving to be quite a key race, with a number of horses coming out of that race to score quite nicely, and has really developed into a very solid 3-year-old filly on the grass. And hopefully we'll get to see her here at Saratoga, trained by Graham Motion, who often brings a solid group up to the Saratoga meeting to compete, particularly on the grass. Check the Label is a 3-year-old daughter of Storm and Fever from Don't Trick Her by Mazel Trick. Bred in Kentucky by Brereton Jones and owned by the breeder, trained by Graham Motion and ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Check the label, covers the mile and a furlong on the turf in 151.85. Next up, the Grade 2 mile and a quarter Virginia Derby on the turf.
And they're off in the 14th running of the Virginia Derby. And Two Notch Road from the inside, going to go out to grab it early. Two Notch Road clears off by a couple of lengths from Awesome Dream. Then it's Krypton down to the inside. Interactive is in between horses, taken back, allowing Majestic Troubadour to run up close now, and Majestic Troubadour is in third. Interactive is now settled down in fourth position, followed by Krypton. Here's Patio Prado, 3-5 favorite, racing second last and about 10 lengths off the lead. And Stately Victor is the trailer, some 14 to 15 off the leaders in the first turn run. Two Notch Road, out where it likes to be, leading the way under Sheldon Russell. Two Notch Road by about 2 lengths. Majestic Troubadour, Awesome Dream joins second. It's a separation of 6 or 7 lengths back. Interactive travels in fourth, 2 more lengths, and Krypton is fifth. Patio Prado still lingers about 12 to 13 lengths off the lead. Stately Victor is still well back, some 16 or so for the front. 24-1 was the quarter, 48-3 for the half mile. So it's going to be Two Notch Road who takes them on for the far turn. Still a 2-length lead from Majestic Troubadour in second. Awesome Dream is racing third. It's another 4. Interactive is about mid-pack. About a length and a half back by Krypton. Patio Prado is asked for runs. Still second to last is Patio Prado as they round the far turn, and Stately Victor trails 6 furlongs in 1:13-1. Two Notch Road trying to steal this thing. Opens up 4. Majestic Troubadour second. Here's Interactive in third. Then to the outside, Krypton. Patio Prado coming with a smart move on the inside, and Patio Prado on the inside rolls through at the fence with a quarter of a mile to go. Patio Prado, Interactive squaring off with Two Notch Road. Krypton is fourth. Patio Prado, Interactive chasing on the outside. Patio Prado, Interactive. Patio Prado will lead by 2 with a 16th to go. Patio Prado packs a powerful punch to win. A length and a half from Interactive. It's Krypton third and Two Notch Road. Stately Victor, Majestic Troubadour, and Awesome Dream.
Patio Prado, who's won the Colonial Turf Cup last time out right here at Colonial, obviously taking to the return to the grass very nicely. He makes a solid move to win by a length and a quarter over Interactive. Also seems to prefer getting back onto the grass after having been tried on the main track a little bit. Krypton completes the order of the top 3. Patio Prado is a 3-year-old gray son of El Prado from Funhouse by Prized, bred in Kentucky by Winchell Thoroughbreds and owned by Donegal Racing, trained by Dale Romans and ridden to victory by Kent Sormo. Patio Prado covers the mile and a quarter in 2:02.58. We'll pause for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be heading to the Midwest for some great racing from Arlington Park. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll continue at Arlington Park with a trio of stakes races. This is their Arlington Million Prep Series. They've got some pretty solid races with some very nice horses competing, many shipping in from out of town. We'll start things off with the Modesty for fillies and mares.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the Modesty handicap. Tuscan Evening toward the inside, going out toward the front for Rafael Bejarano. Hot Cha-Cha's up close, Ask But I Won't Tell. Single Solution in the blue cap toward the rail, Eclair de Lune. And the Millionaire filly tossing her head about and slanted closer toward the inside by Julien Leparoux. Rainbow View trails. Tuscan Evening to the first turn. Tuscan Evening in front of Eclair de Lune. At the inside, Hot Cha-Cha just in third from Ask But I Won't Tell. Rainbow View and Single Solution checks off of Rainbow View's heels. Single Solution has dropped back to last. The first quarter for Tuscan Evening, 25 1/5 seconds. Aiming for this Millionaire mare, Tuscan Evening in front of Eclair de Lune by a length and a half. James Graham and Hot Cha-Cha third against the rail. Ask But I Won't Tell fourth. Then Rainbow View still ranked there for Julien Leparoux, and Single Solution trails. 7 lengths from leader to last, and Tuscan Evening charts the course in the Modesty. Tuscan Evening with a half mile to go in front of Eclair de Lune, Hot Cha-Cha, Ask But I Won't Tell, Rainbow View, and Single Solution remains last of all. 4 furlongs for Tuscan Evening, 51 seconds flat. Tuscan Evening at this steady pace, leading by 3/4 of a length to Eclair de Lune as they come toward the quarter pole. Hot Cha-Cha, Ask But I Won't Tell, Rainbow View, and Single Solution. Tuscan Evening at the top of the straight. Tuscan Evening, Eclair de Lune, Ask But I Won't Tell, Hot Cha-Cha, Single Solution, and Rainbow View. They turn for home in the Modesty. Tuscan Evening tackled by Eclair de Lune. On the outside, Ask But I Won't Tell. Toward the inside, Hot Cha-Cha under pressure and Rainbow View. Tuscan Evening holds Eclair de Lune close to the finish. Tuscan Evening and Rafael Bejarano. Her 6th straight success comes in the Modesty. Tuscan Evening led throughout, held Eclair de Lune. Third was close, Rainbow View and Hot Cha-Cha.
One of those shippers was Tuscan Evening, of course, have been based out in the West Coast for Jerry Hollendorfer. She has now won 6 in a row and 7 of her last 8 as she scores by a half a length over Eclair de Lune, who chased futilely throughout most of the going at almost 17-1. Hot Cha-Cha stalking pace and settling for third. In fact, the top 3 ran right around the racetrack, pretty much in that order from the go to woe. Tuscan Evening is a bay mare, a daughter of Oasis Dream from the Faraway Tree by Suave Dancer. Bred in Ireland by Hascombe and Valiant Studs, owned by William de Burgh and trained by Jerry Hollendorfer. Ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano, Tuscan Evening covers the mile in 3/16 and 155.11. Next up, 3-year-olds on the turf in the American Derby.
On to the backstretch. Marcello and Working for Hops 1-2 in the American Derby. Nearest the inside, Formula Success, and outside horses for the half-mile pole run is Dream Netty, and in between horses, Asphalt. Dean's Kitten is next. Further back in the field to Mr. Mardi Gras, who's running last but 2, then Mint Chip and Gleam of Hope, and they have a half mile to go. Marcello and Working for Hops still making the running here through 3/4 in 1:14 flat as they go to the far side of the Arlington course. Dream Netty now a clear third. Asphalt between horses. Formula 4 Success reversing course. Dean's Kitten in the red cap. On the outside, Gleam of Hope is drawn to within 5 lengths off the leader. Working for Hops at the quarter pole as Marcello gives way. Then Mr. Mardi Gras and Minchip is last. They've turned the corner in the American Derby. Working for Hops in front for Cisco Torres. Working for Hops on a 6-length lead. Gleam of Hope has come to second. Dean's Kitten, Mr. Mardi Gras stays on. But inside the final 16th, here's Working for Hops. Working for Hops, the Arlington Classic winner, has the American Derby 2. Working for Hops has won it for Mr. Mardi Gras. Dean's Kitten third. Gleam of Hope was fourth. Minchip in fifth. Working for Hops in 1:55 and 2, 2/3 of the Mid-American Triple to Working for Hops.
Working for Hops picks up the win. Last time out, a good second in the Colonial Turf Cup to none other than Paddy O'Prado. He scores here his second win in this series, the Mid-America Series that starts with the Arlington Classic, which he won prior to shipping to Colonial, and will now point for the Grade 1 Secretariat on Arlington Million Day. Mr. Mardi Gras runs second from well back off the pace. Crossing the line in the third spot was Dean's Kitten. He was disqualified for interference in the stretch, and Gleam of Hope thus moved up to the third spot. The winner working for Hops is a Chestnut Gelding, a son of City Zip from City Pearl by City Dancer, bred in Kentucky by Amy Bonton and Tom McNally, owned by Estro Race Limited and trained by Michael Stidham, ridden to victory by Francisco Torres. Working for Hops covers the mile in 3/16 and 155.47. Next up, older horses at 1.25 miles on the turf in the Arlington Handicap.
At 1.25 miles. Your starter Blue Knots orders in the gate. And they're off in the Arlington Handicap. Rahi Strada toward the inside with Cross Village. Marchside up and on the early pace. The Brazilian-bred Imponente Purse toward the rail. Just as well is fifth and up close. Then Giant Oak, keen between horses with Free Fighter. General Quarters is next. Rumor has it Princeville Condo. And Tajaweed has dropped back to last of 11 in the Arlington Handicap field. Being led by Cross Village to the first turn, and the first quarter, 25 1/5 seconds. Cross Village joined by Marchside. Free Fighter, Rumor has it, comes up wide on the outside, and Imponente Purse right there against the fence. Around the first turn, Cross Village, Marchside. Rumor has it a wide third, Imponente Purse, Free Fighter. Rahi Strada in the thick of it too. General Quarters, midfield. General Quarters together with Just As Well. They're both 6 from the joint leaders. Then Giant Oak, Princeville Condo, and Tajaweed remains last. The 1/2 mile in 49 4. Racing up the backstretch in the Arlington Handicap. And here's Marchside now to the lead for Corey Nakatani from Cross Village. Free Fighter third, Rumor has it, trying to sustain a wide bid with a 1/2 mile to go now. Imponente Purse toward the rail. Rahi Strada's 5th. Rumor has it has dropped back to 6th. General Quarters 7th. Just As Well as 8th. Princeville Condo, Giant Oak, and Tajaweed. 3/4 in 1:12 3. Marchside in front as they round the far turn. Marchside a length leader to Free Fighter, who's close up. Cross Village right there, battling on at the rail. Rahi Strada's a close 4th. Imponente Purse being ridden at the quarter pole. Julien Leperoux and Just As Well coming 5 wide. General Quarters floated 6 deep. Top of the stretch in the Arlington Handicap. And it's Marchside tackled by Rahi Strada, who's quickened in front now. Cross Village under pressure. Just As Well. General Quarters far outside. Tajaweed starts a slalom run too, but it's Rahi Strada inside the final 1/2 furlong. Just As Well is charging, but time ticking away. Rahi Strada and in there's Carlson to win the Arlington Handicap from Just As Well. Then Tajaweed, Marchside, Giant Oak, and General Quarters was next.
Rahi Strada, nice to see this guy back in the winner's circle, off a third in the Dixie at the beginning of May or mid-May down at Pimlico. Off of that prior performance, he had run very well at Keeneland and Allowance Company, so he looked to be a horse that was coming around to fairly good form to begin his season this year at the age of 6. He had ended the year with a stakes win down in Kentucky on the grass. Here returns to the winner's circle, a 1/2 length the better of Just As Well, with Tajaweed back in the third spot. Rahi Strada is a Chestnut Gelding, a 6-year-old son of Rahi from Minnestrata by Deputy Minister. Bred in Kentucky by Amy Carrion, trustee, and owned by Robert Courtney, trained by Byron Hughes, ridden to victory by Inez Carlson. Rahi Strada covers the 1.25 miles in 2:01.26. We'll head to Canada next for a trio of stakes races, starting things off 2-year-olds going 6 furlongs in the Colin.
Madman Diaries. They're at the post. They're off in the Cullen Stakes, and Madman Diaries bounced out of there for the early lead. Coming on to the rail now is Brock and Rock and the orange cap. Devilish Stunt, Gory Game back in 4th early, and Stand Up Comic Trails. And Brock and Rock slips through on the inside of Madman Diaries, and those two are shoulder to shoulder with a 1/2 mile remaining. Back in 3rd is Gory Game. A punishing opening quarter of 21 4. And it's Brock and Rock who's taken the lead from Madman Diaries, but Sanchez is measuring Brock and Rock to his inside aboard Madman Diaries. Now they're even once again. And joining the fray is Glory Game at the quarter pole, sent to 3 wide by Patrick Husbands as they come to the top of the stretch. Madman Diaries is going to have to work for it. Glory Game comes on and takes the lead. And it's Glory Game on the outside. Madman Diaries is not through yet. Digs in gamely at the rail. On the outside, Glory Game. On the inside, Madman Diaries. What a battle. Glory Game leads it by a neck, now a half a length. Glory Game has upset here in the Colin. Madman Diaries was steadied coming to the wire, finished second, and Devilish Stunt was third.
A little bit of an upset as Glory Game runs his record to 2 for 2 at 7-1 over the heavy odds-on favorite Madman Diaries, who was coming in off of 2 huge 9-length victories, both of them in stakes company. Here, Glory Game off a 62-5 maiden claiming debut win scores the upset victory by 2. Madman Diaries finishing in the second spot. It was a long way back to Devilish Stunt in third. Glory Game is a Bay 2-year-old gelded son of Medalist from Yes Please by Crowd Pleaser. Bred right here in New York by Elizabeth Jerkins, owned by Martha Gonzalez, trained by Nicholas Gonzalez, and ridden to victory by Pat Husbands. Glory Game covers the 6 in 109.93. Next up, older sprinters at Woodbine, a short field but a very good field of horses going in the Bold Venture.
They're off in the Bold Venture Stakes, and Hollywood Hit just burst out of there. Hollywood Hit to take the lead. Fatal Bullet comes on to the inside in second, and the Major Marvels back in third. Smoky Fire in fourth, and it's Hollywood Hit off the rail and in front by a length and a quarter. Fatal Bullet is going to angle to Hollywood Hit's outside as they sprint up the backstretch. Then Major Marvel and Smoky Fire, a breathtaking opening quarter of 21-4. And it's Hollywood Hit as they run toward the far turn. Fatal Bullet's on his outside now and a length off of Hollywood Hit. Smoky Fire's improved to third, and Major Marvel is back in fourth. It's Hollywood Hit cruising out there on the lead. 43-2, an astonishing half mile. And they come over to the top of the stretch, and it's Hollywood Hit by a length and a half. On the outside, Smoky Fire. Fatal Bullet is in between horses. Hollywood Hit getting weary, and where there's smoke, there's fire, and here comes Smoky Fire. Hollywood Hit digs down deep, and Smoky Fire has got him, and it's Smoky Fire to take the lead. Smoky Fire, an outstanding performance to win the Bold Venture. Hollywood Hit was second, Fatal Bullet third, and the running time 1:15 3/5.
Of course, both Hollywood Hit and Fatal Bullet are monsters on the synthetic sprint game, and they were upset by Smoky Fire at 4.5-1, making his 2010 seasonal debut. He ended last year with a win in the Kennedy Road over Field Commissioner. He is 4 for 5 lifetime on this surface, moves up in company, and handles a very good group of horses, including the heavy odds-on favorite Hollywood Hit, whose recent form has been absolutely outstanding. Smoky Fire is a gray son of Smoke Glacken from Destroy by Housebuster. Bred in Ontario by Mel Lawson and owned by the Jim Dandy stable, trained by Sid Attard and ridden to victory by Emma Jane Wilson. Smoky Fire covers the 6.5 furlongs in 1:15.78. Next up, Sunday Stakes feature at Woodbine, the Dance Smartly for fillies and mares on the grass.
And First Circle. They're at the post. They're off in the Dance Smartly Stakes. First Circle, Gypsy's Warning is to the outside in a second position, and Points of Grace comes on between runners. Down toward the rail, Magic Broomstick, then Ave, and Make Kong Melody. And it's this long shot First Circle who's setting the early pace here. Points of Grace just 3/4 of a length behind. On the extreme outside, Make Kong Melody, Gypsy's Warning, in between horses for Jose Valdivia Jr., then Ave and Magic Broomstick is at the rail. 24 seconds for the opening quarter mile. And they continue this long run up the backstretch. And McElhaney has First Circle placed out in the center of the course. To the inside, Points of Grace, just a long neck off of first circle now. To the outside, May Kong Melody is third. Ave drafts in behind runners. To the outside, Gypsy's Warning. To the inside, Magic Broomstick. They ran a half in 46-1. Midpoint of this sweeping turn. First circle playing Catch Me If You Can. May Kong Melody watching her closely from second. Down to the inside, Points of Grace. Gypsy's Warnings gaining ground. Ave yet to find her best stride. And they come to the quarter pole and the dance smartly. First circle is set down, but coming on to take the lead is May Kong Melody. Gypsy's Warning set down by Jose Valdivia Jr. In behind horses is Points of Grace, who will dive to the inside. It is May Kong Melody. Ave's coming hard down the center of the course. A wild finish. May Kong Melody. Ave on the outside. Magic Broomstick at the rail. May Kong Melody and Ave in a heart-stopping photo finish in the dance smartly.
Mekong Melody picking up the victory, her first start of the year as well. She rounded out last year with a win in the Flaming Page back in September, late September, went to the sidelines and returns to win by a game nose over Ave, the favorite in the field, in off a third in the New York Handicap. Points of Grace rounds out the top three. Mekong Melody is a bay mare, a daughter of Cape Cross from Ninny Princess by Niniski. Bred in Ireland by David C. Egan and owned by the breeder, trained by Roger Atfield and ridden a victory by Patrick Husbands. Mekong Melody covers the 9 in 146.09. We will pause now for one more brief message. When we return, we'll be heading to Hollywood Park and rounding out their spring and summer meeting. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll continue now at Hollywood Park, where they finished up their spring and summer meeting. The trio of stakes over the weekend. We'll head back to Saturday's running of the Agleam for fillies and mares, sprinting 7.
They're off. Made for Magic and Moon de French shows speed. Willow Way is close to the pace. Sweet August Moon in the center. Then comes Emmy Darling, and there goes Emmy Darling all the way up to challenge Moon de French. Now Made for Magic is the trailer as they head up the backstretch. Moon de French will set the pace. And Moon de French is the leader, just by ahead from Emmy Darling in second. They are not going that fast for a race of this caliber, and they gallop along a length in front of Free Flying Soul. Sweet August Moon moves through inside, fourth in the green and white and less than 2 from the front. Willow Way has 4 lengths to make up. Made for Magic just outside of her, past the half mile in the 56th. Agleam Handicap, Moon de French and Emmy Darling 1-2. Moon de French 3 furlongs from the wire and a half length in front of Emmy Darling in second. Free Flying Soul comes to put pressure on the front runners, and 3 of them are going to line up at the top of the stretch. Make that 4, because Sweet August Moon has just got a seam at the rail, and 4 across the track at the top of the stretch. Willow Way is 5th, and she's 3 behind. Then Made for Magic. They straighten away for the Agleam stretch run, and Sweet August Moon has taken over the lead. Moon de French is gone. Then to the outside in Free Flying Soul. Willow Way up the rail, and Sweet August Moon is a length and a half in front. Free Flying Soul, Made for Magic in Willow Way. Sweet August Moon, Free Flying Soul, Sweet August Moon. The 56th A-Gleam handicap goes to Victor Espinoza and Sweet August Moon. They beat Free Flying Soul by about 2. Willow Way and Made for Magic.
Sweet August Moon picking up the victory. A bit of an upset, 13-1 over the odds-on favorite. Free Flying Soul with Will Away back in the third spot. The winner, Sweet August Moon, off of 5th in the Desert Stormer, had been winless since last April of 09, when she scored in the Las Flores. A couple of races where she looked like she might be ready to move forward, but it just kind of come up a little bit flat, given a little freshening time, and now back in the winner's circle. Sweet August Moon is a dark bay of brown mare, a daughter of Malibu Moon from Silent Academy by Royal Academy, bred in Pennsylvania by Maple Leaf Farm, owned by Legacy Ranch and Shirley McPherson, trained by Brian Coroner and ridden to victory by Victor Espinoza. Sweet August Moon covers the 7 in 121.77. Next up, 3-year-olds in the Grade 2 Swap Stakes.
They're at the post. They're off. Sydney's Candy broke perfectly and goes for the front. Skip Shot goes right with him early. And Sydney's Candy and Skip Shot set off. Then comes Summer Movie, and the early trailer is Alfie's Bet. No easy leads for Sydney's Candy. Skip Shot is outside of him in second. The two of them are not going that fast, but Sydney's Candy is not uncontested early, as Skip Shot is within 3/4 of a length of the lead. Summer Movie is settled in third now, and he's 2 from the front, and Alfie's Bet has 4.5 lengths to make up as they turn into the backstretch. In the 37th Swap Stakes, and Sydney's Candy gets away just a bit. He is now 1.25 lengths in front of Skip Shot, who is now content to sit second. Sydney's Candy, the leader up the backstretch. Summer Movie is the gray. He's in third, and he's about 3 lengths off the lead, and Alfie's Bet is already pushed along by Mike Smith. Alfie's Bet is 4th and last, 3.5 from first to last, midway on the backstretch. Sydney's Candy goes to the half-mile marker. He's again in front, 3/4 of a length from Skip Shot in second. Summer Movie will save ground. He leaves the backstretch 2 off the lead, and Alfie's Bet ridden along 3.5 lengths behind, 3 furlongs to go in the Swap Stakes, and here's Skip Shot to make his move. Sydney's Candy has to quicken. He is only a head in front of Skip Shot as they go to the quarter pole. Summer Movie is pretty much all in, so is Alfie's Bet. They run to the top of the stretch, and Sydney's Candy and Skip Shot have been 1-2 since they sprung the latch. Sydney's Candy off the top of the turn. He's back in front by 1.25 lengths. Skip Shot continues to race second. Summer Movie is third, and Alfie's Bet. Sydney's Candy inside the final furlong. Smokin' Joe Talamo asks him for everything he's got. Skip Shot's got a chance. Sydney's Candy a half length. Skip Shot to the outside. Sydney's Candy a next. Skip Shot. Sydney's Candy. Skip Shot! Nailed Sydney's Candy on the money in the swaps. Sydney's Candy second, and Summer Movie was third.
Skip Shot picking up the victory by a head in the final jump or two over the very capable Sydney's Candy. Of course, was unraced since running in the Kentucky Derby back at the beginning of May. You know, the theory had been posited that this horse might have needed a bit of a prep for this race, but maybe this was just a prep for bigger things. But obviously Sydney's Candy running well in defeat, but getting caught a little bit late, coming back at the 9 furlongs off of that layoff. Not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Summer Movie completes the top 3. The winner, Skip Shot, had been a solid second to Golden It Is in the affirmed last time out. Golden It Is, unfortunately, not able to make this race, and I think that it's fair to say that he probably would have been a big factor in this race, but nice to see Skip Shot picking up his first stakes victory here. Skip Shot is a chestnut ridgeling, a son of Skip Away from Heavenly Note by Sonny's Halo. Bred in Kentucky by Summer Wind Farm and owned by Olympia Star Incorporated, trained by Jerry Hollendorfer and ridden to victory by Joel Rosario. Skip Shot covers the 9 furlongs in 149.94. We'll head into Sunday closing day at Hollywood Park. Grade 3 Sunset going 1.5 miles to finish things off. We'll join the Sunset in progress.
And Marlang is the leader. He is just loping along, and now he is 5 furlongs from the wire. Marlang to the half-mile pole, and he leads by 3. Great Siege continues to race in second. Now the back markers are moving in. Champ Pegasus and Dynamic Range are within 4.5 of the lead. Now Buenos Dias comes off the fence. He'll run 3 wide, and Unusual Suspect is the trailer, and they leave the backstretch, and Marlang gets his first challenge. He is just a length and a half in front of Great Siege in second. It's 2 lengths to Champ Pegasus at the rail, a 3 wide Dynamic Range, and outside of him Buenos Dias. Unusual Suspect is the trailer, and Marlang is the leader. Champ Pegasus has just taken over second, and he's after Marlang. Marlang to the final furlong. Champ Pegasus is within 3/4 of a length of the lead. It looks like it's down to these two, and Marlang continues to lead. Marlang is in front. Champ Pegasus is trying to get by, but Marlang maintains the lead. Champ Pegasus, the 2010 leading rider, Joe Rosario, and Marlang do it in the sunset. The 70th Sunset Handicap goes to Marlang. He just galloped around and beat him. Champ Pegasus second, Unusual Suspect third, and Dynamic Range finished fourth.
Marlang picking up the victory, his first win since winning the Saranac in 2008 up here at Saratoga. He was 5th off the long layoff last out in the usual QT. That was his first race since September of last year. I think it's fair that he might have needed one. Here he gets to the front, puts them to sleep on the front end, and has enough left to hold on by a length over Champ Pegasus with Unusual Suspect back in third. Marlang is a bay 5-year-old son of Langfure from Marienburg by Conquistador Cielo. Bred in Ontario by Gustav Schickadans and owned by the breeder, trained by Neil Drysdale, ridden to victory by Joel Rosario, Marlang covers the 1.5 in 2:25.45. We'll head back home to New York, but before we head to Belmont, we will go to Finger Lakes for a pair of stakes races on Saturday afternoon for the state breds. Starting things off, the Arctic Queen for 3 and up, fillies and mares sprinting.
And Yella to the outside. We're ready for the 12th running of the Arctic Queen Handicap. And there they go. And there goes La Concerto to grab the early lead straight out of the starting gate. Gold for the Queen, now trying to apply some pressure along the inside. Seasons Wise will set up shop from third, and Lovely Daniela relegated to a closer in this spot. Gold for the Queen, taking it right to La Concerto, and Seasons Wise is getting a nice tracking trip. She wants to stay close to the 2 favorites, and she has given 6 lengths away to Lovely Daniela. So it is Gold for the Queen, now picking up the pace along the inside, almost a length from La Concerto, who stays with her to the outside. And Seasons Wise remains in touch with the leaders, a 21-4 opening quarter. Lovely Daniela still at the tail with 8 lengths to 5. Near the quarter pole, Gold for the Queen. La Concerto gets closer, likewise for Seasons Wise, 3 wide. And at the tail is Lovely Daniela, turning into the stretch of the 12th running of the Arctic Queen. La Concerto right alongside of Gold for the Queen. Seasons Wise is trying to quicken. She's having trouble keeping up with La Concerto and Gold for the Queen. La Concerto at the 16th, the narrow leader. Gold for the Queen will not go away. Who will it be in the Arctic Queen? La Concerto on the outside. I believe it's La Concerto, a narrow winner from Gold for the Queen. Further back was Lovely Daniela and Seasons Wise.
La Concerto, and I think it's fair to say that this filly has been very well managed. 8 for 16 lifetime, scores by a nose in a game stretch run over Gold for the Queen with Lovely Daniela back in the 3rd spot. Very nice stretch run put on by these fillies. La Concerto in from Belmont Park, where she was most recently 3rd in a non-winners of 3 other than allowance race to Qualia. Obviously a very nice horse. 2 races race prior to that, she had won a non-winners of 2. So she's been handled very nicely with that kind of a record, now an 8-time career winner. La Concerto is a bay filly, a daughter of Aptitude from Road to Mandalay by Sea of Secrets, bred in New York by Seth Gregory and owned by Padua Stable. Trained by Steve Asmussen and ridden to victory by Edgar Prado, La Concerto covers the 6 in 110.64. Next up, 3-year-olds in the New York Derby.
Here's Shrewd One. We're ready for the New York Derby. And there they go. Johannesburg Smile broke aggressively from the inside. Camptown Blues is there, and so too is Shrewd One, a little bit relaxed through the early stages under Edgar Prado. Ivy Boye and Mike Luzzy come away in the 4th spot. Then we'll go to It's Business Time and Small Town, a deep runner in the New York Derby. A deep closer in the New York Derby past the 7/8, and it's Johannesburg Smile on the lead under John Davila Jr. by more than a length. Camptown Blues, the long shot, will keep him honest from second. Shrewd One will set up shop from third. He's all alone with 3 lengths to find. IB Boye, the favorite, is fourth along the inside, 5 lengths from the front entering the backstretch. More than 3 to its business time, and way back yonder is Small Town. 23-2 for the opening quarter past the 5/8. Johannesburg Smile all alone with the lead, calling the shots in the New York Derby by 2 lengths from long shot Camptown Blues. Shrewd One bides his time, and 30 is in no hurry. IB Boye's creeping a little closer along the rail, 3.5 from the front. Big break of 8 lengths to its business time, and Small Town is way out of it. 47-1 for the half, 3 furlongs to travel. Johannesburg Smile unchallenged. Now Shrewd One's going to make his bid to the outside. IB Boye's trying to gather momentum from the inside. And Camptown Blues loses ground. It's business time, has 9 lengths to find in the final 2 furlongs, and Small Town has never been involved. Top of the lane in the 38th running of the New York Derby, Johannesburg Smile confronted by Shrewd One, and IB Boye off the rail for the stretch. Final furlong, IB Boye to the stand side. Shrewd One from between runners. Johannesburg Smile tries to stay on. He's back to third. It's IB Boye and Shrewd One. IB Boye in the center of the track has the momentum. Shrewd One's trying to get to him late, but it's IB Boye, a perfect 3 for 3 here at Finger Lakes. IB Boye wins the New York Derby from Shrewd One. Johannesburg Smile checked in third.
The second leg of the New York Triple goes to IB Boye, a horse that has spent a fair amount of time running in open company stakes, including 2 races back where he won down at the Jersey Shore in the Spend a Buck. He was third last out in the Mike Lead, a friend or foe who is going to be taking on open company next time out rather than returning and trying to sweep the New York Series. But IB Boye, nice to see him back in the winner's circle, a half length the better of Shrewd One, who put on a pretty nice show, ran a very solid effort in his stakes debut. Johannesburg Smile completes the order of the top 3. IB Boye is a 3-year-old son of medalist from Expect Excellence by Pentelicus, bred in New York by Dr. Patricia Purdy, owned by Ann Stew Stable, trained by Todd Pletcher, and ridden to victory by Mike Luzzi. IB Boye covers the mile in a 16th of 145.02. We'll wrap up the Belmont Park meeting next with the Grade 3 Jaipur for older horses sprinting on the grass.
And they're off, stumbling at the start, and throwing the rider was Formidable. Formidable stumbled coming out of the starting gate and has thrown Jose Lescano. So the field moves up the backstretch now. And Formidable, riderless here. Up top, Stradavinsky now leads the way. And what could be a little problem there is Formidable is going to run up there right with him. 2.5 lengths back, and our friend Harvey now runs second. And then it's Perfect Officer racing in third position, another 5. Back to Escrow Kid, who's followed by Dubai Rainbow and Yield Bogey. So around the far turn, Stradavinsky, 22-2 was that opening quarter mile. He was forced to run a bit faster there because the riderless horse was forcing him to do that. Now they turn for home. Stradavinsky on top with that lead. Perfect Officer on the outside. The half was 44 2/5 seconds. Our friend Harvey is in between horses. It is still Stradavinsky. Stradavinsky in front coming down to the wire. Stradavinsky going to do it here. Yield Bogey comes up on the far outside and Dubai Rainbow toward the rail. And Stradavinsky, a front-running score. Yield Bogey got up for second money and Dubai Rainbow was third.
Stradavinsky picks up the victory first off the claim. He went to the front, opened up a big margin, and never looked back. Now, he was a little bit aided in that particular endeavor by the fact that Formidable did stumble badly out of the gate, causing Jose Lescano to simply pop right out of the tack. But I think that, and it's fair to say that Formidable would have been a very big factor on or near the pace had he been able to complete the race. But Stradavinsky looking like a very clever $50,000 claim out of a race he won at Churchill on May 27th. He picks up the victory over Yield Bogey and Rainbow Dubai. And Formidable, obviously, okay, as he did continue to run around the racetrack, but it appeared that there was no interference. The stewards, as usual, did look at the tape, and it looked like Formidable simply stumbled badly as he left the gate. Stradivinsky, a bay gelding, a son of Stravinsky from Lubicon by Appalachia, was bred in Florida by Live Oak Stud and is owned by Michael Dubb, Jack Mendato, and Bethlehem Stables Limited, trained by Richard Dutrow, and ridden to victory by Chucky. C.C. Lopez. Stradivinsky covers the 6 furlongs in 107.74. That'll round out the Belmont meet, the Hollywood meet, and this edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you very much for joining us. Next time, we will be bringing Horses and Courses to you from Saratoga. So we'll have a lot of great weekend racing coming up with the opening week at Del Mar, the opening weekend, of course, as well at Saratoga, and much, much more on next week's edition of Horses and Courses. We do hope you'll be able to join us. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.